What are 3 common myths about trauma? I'm Tanya, I'm a psychiatry nurse, I'm a survivor, and I'm the founder of Rewire Therapy. The first myth is people will say, get over it. Just get over it. What's the big deal? And that's really not helpful for us, because saying that, oh, I should be over this by now, let me just try and move on with my life because I should be over it. It happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. I should be over it. That actually doesn't help. It's not effective. And pretending like we should be somewhere where we're not doesn't help us. So what we really need to do is stop and validate and say, why is this chronic stress, trauma, anxiety still affecting me today? What happened to me in my past that I'm still living with today, and I'm still suffering from the effects of whatever that was today? And when we validate and give that space and address that very deeply, that's when we're able to slowly move through it. And so we don't just get over things in our lives, we learn how to live with them in a better way. And that's the real secret. It's not as if, bam, they've never happened. They change us, they evolve us, they push us to grow and become more complex people in different ways. Number 2, people say time heals all wounds, and time doesn't heal all wounds. It really takes effort. It takes deep intention and work and effort to move through trauma and to move our nervous system past what happened to us into the present and into the future. And so oftentimes we'll notice that if we are stuck in the past, because time doesn't heal all wounds, so we might be stuck in the past with having flashbacks and having PTSD symptoms and being brought back to the past with triggers. All of this we really do need to address. It's not as if time heals all wounds, we heal our wounds. And number 3, talk therapy is really helpful for dysfunction or for helping us to shift perspectives. But trauma works very differently in the brain. Actually, it affects the speech parts of our brain to the point where oftentimes people cannot even express in words what happened to them, because it is so fractured and it's this shattered shards of glass everywhere almost, that they have to piece together, and there are no words with a beginning, middle, and end to describe what happened to them, because it is so overwhelming and it's nothing that has yet been integrated, and that's trauma. And so actually trauma therapy is all about learning how to recognize the body in the present once more. So the body has been so overwhelmed by this stressor or this trauma that we find dissociation happens, or we're unable to piece together what happened, or to talk about it, or to even understand what happened. And so number 1 is, how do we pull our body gently, slowly but surely back into the present? How do we once again notice what our body is feeling, because we're not dissociating? How do we once again notice the present moment around us, because our body is not continuously pulled back into the past with flashbacks? So trauma therapy is very different, and it's a lot more complex and a lot deeper work than talk therapy. And there is a place for talk therapy, but that comes after trauma therapy. And so most therapists will understand the research done with trauma therapy, and if they have done their research, they will try either to refer you to a body-based therapist, or they'll try and do body-based techniques with you to help teach not only your brain but your nervous system and your body how to come back to the present moment, so that you can slowly integrate what happened. And there we have the 3 myths about trauma. I hope that's been informative for you today. Thank you so much for listening.